my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We're here for another sit-down conversation. Today it's with Mac from the show Queen's Court. And Mac, guys, catch this. Can you believe this? Mac's name is Mark Anthony. So that means that we have two back-to-back interviews and conversations with Mark Anthony Monday and tomorrow, guys. But welcome you in. How you doing today, Mac?
I am amazing. Happy to be here with y'all. Blessed. How y'all doing?
Yeah, Mac, it's a wonderful thing to have you here. I've been promoting this interview. I've labeled you the king of Queen's Court. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you made it to the end. You know what I mean? You one of them kings. You're doing special things in your life now and even before Queen's Court. So we want to get into all that, bro. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm excited. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I've been promoting this too. I've been wanting everybody to tune in and tap in. I'm ready to open it up. My time. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, Mac. So listen, I always tell people before we saw them on TV, they had a life, before this TV personality or whatever, what have you. So what kind of beginnings are you from? You humble beginnings? Were you family well-to-do? What was it like growing up, and where did you grow up?
Good question. Very humble beginnings. I was grew up in the south side of Chicago. I was, as I said before many times, proudly raised by my great-grandmother. So if your great-grandmother raised you, there's a whole lot of balls that didn't drop. Your great-grandmama got to raise you. So it wasn't a whole lot of money to go around, but she made do what she had. Growing up in the south side of Chicago in that time was tough because it was the apex of the drugs, crack, gang infested, all of that. So I had to survive and navigate through that tough terrain. But it made me who I am.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, Mac, you said you grew up with your great-grandmother, right?
Yeah.
Where were your parents, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, no, I don't mind you asking at all. My mother was delinquent. I experienced child abuse as a child, and my great-grandmother was my hero. She stepped in and took me from my grandmother once she found out what was going on. So my mother kind of just faded to oblivion, which was, the best thing for me. And my father, good man, he just went on and married another woman and my stepmom, and they had 8 beautiful kids. So my dad left me to be raised with his grandmother. So it was, it wasn't, you're still in good hands.
Right. That's right. So when you were growing up, what was it like the area? What is some of the worst memories and best memories you have about growing up in the south side of Chicago?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, in that time, the best memories was the summertime. Summertime shy. At that time, the city just comes alive. Every day was fun from sun up to sundown, going to the corner store. We play crate ball. You couldn't beat it. It was an electric time to be in Chicago. The city came alive. It was a lot of love. Now, the bad part about it was in conjunction to that love, there was also a lot of violence. And some of my worst memories was just really losing my friends to the streets. Right before I went to the military, a good buddy of mine, D, he got killed literally a few days before. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go to the Navy. Because if I stay here, this ain't going to end well for me because school wasn't my thing. So I was like, nah, I better get out of here quick.
Wow. And that's going to be my next question, Mac, because a lot like Brooklyn, New York, we had a lot of great times.
Yeah.
But the time that I grew up in, it was just a lot of violence. It's not the same Brooklyn today, There's a lot of affluence in Brooklyn. They did a lot of different things as far as building it up and stuff like that. But when I was coming up, it's a lot like the South Side of Chicago. So my question to you is, what are your feelings today about what the hell is going on in Chicago, bro, with all this violence? And what the hell is going on?
Man, good question. Well, it's a lot of things. It's, it's a lack of leadership in the community. You know, when I was growing up, there was OGs there. There was order. There was structure in our community. You know, we had respect for our elders. That's what we was taught. And, it was a time when, young people, we were coming up and the OGs would tell you, hey, young fella, go in the house. You know, hey, you don't want to be hanging up here. I know your grandmother. Get away from here. It was respect for somebody's grandmother. You couldn't, everybody, they wasn't going to put a gun in your hand at 11, 12, 13 years old like that. But now with no order, no structure, kids having kids, no love in the community no more, and guns is readily available. Anytime you put guns in an environment where people don't feel good about themselves, you're going to have a murder rate.
Right. Wow. So it's glad to see that you made it out of that mess.
Amen.
You mentioned your mother was a non-factor.
Yeah.
Your dad married a good woman. Are you and your dad still close today? And where is he today?
Well, actually, Pops is transition, man. He's in the, him and his stepmom, him and his wife literally died 6 months apart.
Oh, wow.
Condolences.
Condolences to you, brother.
I appreciate it. So he was a good man. He was a really, really good man, hardworking man. He was a janitor. So I learned the value of hard work from my pops going to work with him. And I also learned I don't like hard work, but I'm a hard worker. So let me find something else to do.
Right. I want to just jump in for a minute, Alex. Excuse me. Can you tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about your time in the Navy and how long you were in, and what kind of things were you doing in the Navy, and what did you think of it?
Oh, no, sure. The Navy saved my life. The Navy was my passport to a better life. It was my fighting chance. So I love talking about it. I went to the Navy. Let me see. I was stationed in, what was that? Pensacola for a brief stint to go to school, get that training. And then I went to Japan. They sent me to South Japan, a brother from Chicago to South Japan. And I know, right?
That must have been like a culture shock, and also a time for great growth too.
Yeah.
That ain't even the word. That was, man, I don't know what's stronger than culture shock, but it was stronger than the culture shock. And it was a time for growth, because you got to realize there wasn't internet, so I couldn't call grandmama. The world wasn't as connected then as it is now. So it forced you to grow up, and you had to mature. And one thing in the military, you're coming in at 18, and everybody that you're working with is 28, 31, 32. So your maturation has to be sped up in order to flourish in this environment. But the military was amazing for me. I was the intelligence specialist. I had a top secret clearance, so I thought I was the man. I thought I was James Bond or something like that. Yeah.
You had top secret clearance. You were and are the man, because that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I was bragging home. I was bragging, telling everybody, I got a top secret clearance, y'all.
And you know what, Matt? I would never get it, but I won't tell that story.
You know what? Some things you take with you to the grave. Let's leave that alone.
I know that's right.
Oh my goodness! But what did you retire from the military, or did you?
No, I was a 4 and done, man. I had greener pastures to pursue, and I wasn't the one to just being told all the time what I had to do, where I had to go. It just wasn't Mac. Nah.
Too much of a free spirit.
Yeah, and too much of a rebel.
Okay.
That'll do
it. 4 and done.
Yeah.
So in that 4 and done, how much of that time was spent like on the water? Do you ever spend time on submarines or anything like that?
Real brief. I didn't get to go as much. My best friend, Marquise, the guy who was on the show with me, he went all the time. But I went, real brief. I didn't really want to get on the waters too much, because once I saw how they were living, And they was out there, and I said, on this boat with all these dudes. No, I'm good. No.
I'm not gonna say a word.
Well, I know how you feel, bro. I was a merchant seaman for a short time, and yeah, you on a boat in the middle of water with 12 hardheads. It's like, no, bro.
Nah, this ain't the move for me.
Right? Yeah, not the move.
That's not what God got it planned for me. I knew that.
Lord
So
have
let me ask you this, Max. So usually military guys, Navy guys, Army, that whole thing, these guys tend to, date around. You're seeing the world, you're dating a bunch of different women or whatever the case was. How was dating for you? Because obviously you're a good looking dude. So I don't anticipate you had any issues with women, but how was it for you out there in the dating world?
Oh, it was great. I was sowing my wild oats. I wanted to explore everything out there. Everything out there.
Okay.
There wasn't I was wild boy. Yeah.
You weren't selfish at all, were you?
Nah. God looked out for babies and fools. And I was a fool. Excuse my language. I was a fool.
And I tell people all the time, remember one thing. Old fools used to be young fools.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So, okay, so we fast forward now, since you was a player from the Himalayas.
Big facts.
Big facts. That's because I guess Mac is short for Mackin. Is that what it is?
It's short for Mac, or mastering all conversation, or making all cash, whatever one you want.
You hear that, Aubrey? Make it all the cash.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so how did you transition all of a sudden? What happened with the Queen's Court situation? How did you end up on that show where you sought out? Did you seek them out? What happened?
Nah, good question. Nah, they sought me out. I wasn't like really trying to check for reality TV, because I really didn't watch reality TV, because to me it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't caring about it. But shout out to my good amazing casting director, Ashley Bennett. She's amazing. She was like, Mac, I think I got a show for you. I was like, yeah, what's that? And she was like, it's a Will Packer show. I said, okay. I said, well, what network? She said, it's going to be on Peacock. I said, okay, so it probably won't be Ratchet, huh? She was like, nah. I said, so what's the format? You going to date a celebrity? I said, well, what celebrity? She said, well, I don't know, but I'll tell you the age range. Late 30s and 40s. I said, well, oh, Ashanti going to be there. Well, then let's do it then. So I
I have to say this real quick. I have to just jump in once again. I love the show. I loved it. Some portions of it, the dating reminded me a little bit of a show that Alex and I have been covering for many, many seasons, which is Ready to Love, which comes on OWN Network. So I really enjoyed your show. I really enjoyed your dating, your romance, the way you demeanor, the way you carried yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it turned out that when you got there, the three women were, of course, Tamar Braxton, Evelyn Lozado, and Nivea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now you get there. Now you know which women it is, what celebrity women it is.
Right.
You gravitated to Nivea, all them equally beautiful women, different shapes, sizes, all that kind of stuff.
Correct.
Why Nivea as opposed to Tamar or Evelyn?
Well, since I knew it was going to be a marathon and not a sprint, I was like, let me find somebody I can connect with. I need to catch a vibe and a connection, because you're going to be dating this woman for potentially 5 weeks, 6 weeks or something. So you got a long time. So you got to find somebody that's beyond the physical, attraction. And so for some reason, me and Nivea just sat down and had one conversation, and it was like, you know what? I knew her forever. She reminded me of just a cool girl from around the way that can sing and kind of had that vibe. And she raised by her grandmother. I'm raised by my grandmother. That was it for me.
Yeah.
We just locked in.
Yeah. And some people have a preference, Mac. Like Tamar is thin. You know, Evelyn's a little bit thicker. Nivea is very voluptuous. Is that typically your type, like Nivea, or you don't really have a type?
No, I do have a type. I would have to say my type is more Evelyn's. That would be more my type.
Okay.
Yeah, that body structure. But then again, if I'm at an age now, if I catch a vibe and you're a beautiful woman, hey, it don't matter. But if I had to say, I would lean with a preference. It's traditionally more of the shape that type Evelyn is.
Oh, okay. Excellent. What were your first impressions arriving on set? What was day one like?
Oh, bro. I mean, it was a trip because first of all, I was like, what the hell taking so long, man?
Yeah, that part.
I was like, why is this process? Why y'all got me waiting, man? I'm sweating. I mean, but I didn't know the magic of TV. You can't shoot the scene until it's the right look and stuff like that. But, right. The first day was for me, it was interesting. You kind of anxious because you want to get started. I wasn't nervous. I was anxious to get going. You curious because you don't know who the girls are. Then when you find out who the girls are, you're like, all right, I ain't never speed dated with 7 other guys or seven other guys. Yeah. So it's a lot going on. And then I had that hot mask on my head. You know, I got the bald head is dripping. I got the mask on. I said, Lord Jesus, man, messing up the crispy beard. So, but no, first day, I was like, okay. But I like TV. I was like, I can do this. I can like this. I got big hook.
Wow. So when did you know, how many days in or weekend maybe even, that you knew it was going to be Nivea that you was going to be pursuing?
I knew from day one. That was it. Because I stayed there. Like I said on the show, I said I'm here for Nivea, not the neighborhood. It was Nivea, nothing, because I just didn't, want to be bouncing around and this, that, and the third. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna stay right here. I got a good vibe. The name of the game is stay on the show. That's the name of the game. Stay alive. And stay off them elimination dinners. And I'm like, hey, if me and this girl catch a vibe, I'm gonna ride that vibe.
Right. Yeah. And that there was one point in the show where Nivea really wanted you to pursue, but you said, I'm gonna kind of lay back a little bit and see what happens with the other guys. I'm gonna lay back. But apparently it seemed to be to your detriment for a while. Why was your strategy to lay back when everybody else was being more assertive?
Well, it was twofold. First of all, that was it right there. If I'm pulling back, eventually they're gonna be like, "What's up with Mac?" Got you. That's exactly where I want you. Because
strategic.
That's that military brain. That's that intelligence skill coming out. So I was like, if it's everybody standing on the corner, you're not gonna know who's over there. But you're gonna be like, why is that guy sitting over there by himself? Is he okay? What's wrong with him? And that very reason is why I did that, to pull away, to be different, stick out. Now, and my whole thing is I didn't want to be outside of my character. I don't break and jump to meet a woman and pursue a woman in real life. So I wasn't gonna do it for the TV. I will show interest, but I'm not gonna be up here on TV doing something that's not Mac. And I got people like, now you don't do that. So I had to keep it 100% Mac at all times. But I did pull away for a reason. Yeah.
What was the guy's name who was bugging the hell out of?
Wait! You said you did pull away for a reason. Would you care to share a little bit more about the reason?
Well, yeah, sure. The one reason was one for the distinction, because I wanted her to know, hey, you know what? Don't get me mixed up with these dudes. Like, I'm a different breed. No disrespect. Right. I'm nobody. But look, I know my worth, so you can go ahead and talk to them. I'm gonna be over here. The satin tape is gonna be right here, and to let them know that, hey, sometimes you have to pull away to let a person know, really, so they can miss your presence. If you always smothering them, they can't miss you.
There you go.
Yeah. And what made me think about that, Mac, is what was the guy's name? Nice looking guy, but he was bugging the hell out of Tamar, being very aggressive.
Gatsby?
Gatsby, right. Gatsby, right. Now, watching Gatsby, the way he was with Tamar, he was very assertive, even aggressive at times, saying crazy things out of his mouth, trying to get a reaction and so forth. Is watching him what made you pull back a little bit too?
No, that ain't. No, I mean that. I guess that was his game plan or how he moved. That ain't me. So that wasn't gonna be regardless. I didn't honestly. Good question. I didn't care what none of the other guys did. To be honest, I was gonna stick to my game plan. So because you got to realize I'm not on their dates no way. So a lot of the times. I didn't know what them guys was doing on their dates until I saw the show myself. So I didn't know what they were doing. I was like, that's what this dude was saying. I was just as shocked as y'all was. But as far as what Gatsby was doing with Tamar, I really wasn't paying him no attention, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
During the course of the show, you and my man Ty got very close. Okay, I don't know if y'all knew each other before or met there. How did that dynamic go? Did y'all know each other before? Or did you guys meet there? Because you guys bonded pretty quick.
Well, no, yeah. I think TV made it seem like it was more of a bond than what it really was. It was just a mutual respect. Listen, I'm not about to hit you below the belt. I'm not gonna let you hit me below the belt. I understand this is a competition, but at the end of the day, neither one of us control the choice. The choice is the woman. But we came here with our dignity and respect, and I know for sure I'm gonna leave with my dignity and respect. And I just treated him as a man with respect. But yeah, I think TV played it up as it was a stronger bromance, and it wasn't nothing like that. There wasn't no issue, wasn't no beef. I wish the guy well, but it wasn't like buddy pal. We sandbox buddies, nothing like that.
Yeah, because you guys had a moment in your confessional where it was just you two guys, right? Yeah. And y'all were dapping up, saying, "Listen, no matter what happens here, you my brother. We're gonna be all right." You guys were really supportive of one another in that moment. I guess that's what gave us the impression that y'all was super, super tight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, is that something that you guys just did, or did the producers production kind of arrange that?
Well, no, it wasn't so much the production. Again, it was just making sure that we and him both made a conscious decision that we wanted to show America that two men of color can compete for a woman and not be ugly and nasty. And we can be classy about it because we know there's enough trash TV where you see folks of color, men fighting and all this other stuff. And I do respect him, for wanting the same thing as me. We didn't have to go below the belt. Even though I think production might have maybe wanted that or wished that we would have did that, but I stood strong on my belief I wasn't going to do that, and he did too. So I give him a lot of credit for that. But that's what that was.
Yeah, Ty's dates with Nivea. At first, both of you guys were pretty much, being gentlemen and trying to feel the situation out. Mm-hmm. But at some point, Ty's dates got very touchy-feely, massaging her, touching her a lot, trying to kiss her a lot. Those kind. You didn't evolve to that point. I guess Nivea really wanted to be pursued, and she was looking for you to pursue her that way. What were your thoughts on the way Ty was pursuing and the way you were pursuing?
I think he was leading with maybe I would assume he was leading with his with his best resource. Maybe physical touch is his best resource. Maybe that's what he feels comfortable leading with. But for me, I'm gonna talk to you. I gotta conversate with you because the physical is always we can handle that. That's the easier part for me. Right. I've learned over my years, slow down on that and let's get this other part together because I can do the physical. I got that in my back of in my sleep. I can take care of that, but it's the mental that has caused me so many problems. Moving too fast, not talking, not asking, just seeing something that looked good. Nature take over, and next thing I know, I got a problem I can't get rid of. So that's why.
Right, because the date where you guys went out, you took Nivea outdoors. You guys were feeding goats. eating outside.
Yeah.
Why that date? Why something like that?
Yeah, well, that day for me was special because for once, I used to go down south with my grandfather to Mississippi, and I have Southern roots, and so I know that she's a Southern woman, and I know that she could appreciate that, and she kept saying, "Oh, my lamb," so I was like, well, why not take her over here and let her pet some? I mean, I'm paying attention. See, that's what listening to do for you. You gotta listen. So I was like, well, why not let me take this woman over here and let her pet some? So that, but the country style dinner, food, but more of a lunch. That was my element. Just to give her a thoughtful date. I wanted to put some thought into it.
Right. Are you a true animal person? Because personally, I'm not an animal guy. You know what I mean? I don't have dogs and cats and all this kind of stuff. But you out there with goats, and some people like horses and sheep. Or are you a real animal guy in that regard?
Yeah, I'm friendly with them. I got a dog. I love dogs. But yeah, I'm friendly with them. I was raised around it. When I go down south, I had to take care of pigs and and change the slop and all that country stuff. So yeah, I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
Okay. So as things started to get down to the wire with Nivea and the other women, more and more men were leaving.
Yeah.
It was basically coming down to a few men at that point. So as men started leaving and being eliminated from the dinner table, what were your thoughts? Did you think, oh Lord, I'm about to go? Did that ever cross your mind, or what were you thinking as men were leaving?
No, I was like, good, get him out of here. Let's
You say swat him away like a fly, huh?
Hey, all right. I was like, hey, get them jokers out of here, man. Come on, man. Hey, baby, let's get down to some serious business here now. Come on.
Let's get to the cream of the crop. Let's focus on that.
So it can rise to the top. Please.
There you go.
Well, Mac, you a trip, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh, you got any questions for Mac right now before I continue? Mac,
I'm wondering as you're going through this, I noticed, you didn't lead with, like you said, with the physicality of it all. Was there ever a period of time on a date, maybe something was edited out? Of course, we don't see all of the dates and things like that. Was there ever a period of time where you felt like Nivea wanted you to reach out and really get physical with her, either a kiss or a caress or something like that? Is there something that maybe we missed in editing? Could you talk to us a little bit more?
We had a lot more physical interaction, hugs and things of that nature, and touchy-feely moments than they chose to edit. I guess they didn't want to edit it that way. But they had me like I was just stoic and I didn't even show any emotion. I'm like, nah.
That's what I'm wondering, because she seems like a genuinely warm woman. So that's why I was wondering that. Like, was there any type of hugs and greet? A lot of times,
we was flirting all the time and talking and touchy-feely. She's an easy person to be touchy-feely with. Right. and but they didn't show that. I was like, come on, man. Y'all had me like I'm just scared to touch a damn woman or something. I'm like, they had me like this.
Right. You were like a Poindexter almost.
Yeah.
But you know what we found out, Mac, with a lot of these reality show productions or whatever, they have to create certain narratives.
Yeah.
And I think once you said I'm gonna lay back a little bit, they figured we're gonna put this persona on him. He said that we're gonna edit it that way, we're gonna make the story that way. So we've heard a lot about editing in many of these different reality shows. So watching the show at the end is all over. What were your thoughts about the editing process?
I felt, again, I think they had some really good key moments with me. I thought the conversation with me and JR was really an impactful conversation. Yeah, I thought, I would have liked them to show more me as a colorful personality that I am. Like, I had everybody on the set laugh. Like, I got y'all laughing, joking, the same thing I was doing on there. But for some darn reason, Aubrey, they just wanted to make me a little more blander than I was. So,
Right. I peeped that. That's why I had to ask you that question, because I didn't get the sense that, especially watching your IG lives and all the things that you're doing, you're a very sensual man. You're very sensual. So I can't believe that you didn't never touch her.
I write erotic poetry, so I'm sensual. I was like, come on, y'all. But the thing and I don't, again, I want to be grateful for the opportunity. I appreciate Peacock and the production. So I'm never gonna, it still has done more good for me than anything. I'm sure everybody would have wanted an additional scene or two, not just me. So they only got so much time to condense it down. But overall, I'm very happy with how I was portrayed, because I only gave my authentic self. I just wish they would have let my book get in there and gave me some pub, but they didn't do that.
Well, you know what? We gonna get to the book here. I just got a couple more questions about the show. Now we talked about you and Ty, your relationship, on screen, what it looked like, and so forth. But you just brought up the JR thing, which was very powerful. Man. Because we know JR had a lot of issues. That's the man Tamar ultimately picked. Yeah. But he had a lot of stuff going on. 3 wives, 5 children, 3 baby mamas, all this stuff.
No, one ex-wife.
One ex-wife, a lot of baby mamas though. 5 kids.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know.
But he opened up to you, Mac, in a way that nobody else could get him to open up to. So he said some things. You were touched by it. He was touched by it. What made him open up to you? Mano y mano like that.
Good question. It was because I'm just a real person, and I'm gonna cut through you. Like with me, I was authentic, and who I am is who I am. And I'm not a person that is gonna hold my tongue. Never been good at that. So I saw I saw parts of me in him. Like, on family day, he brought his best friend from the military. I brought my best friend from the military. I don't have a really an amazing relationship with my, maternal family. And I know he doesn't either. So I saw that. And then when I saw his interaction with his best friend, I was like, man, you know what? Hey, man, you actually are a decent human being when you put the persona down. And I kind of realized that, okay, this persona was put up to protect his tender part of him. And I can relate to that. And when you start talking to the brother off the scene, and you're like, you know what, he's actually a nice guy. And I want to say, he always tried to embrace me. I was like, whoa, that JR part was a little bit too much for me, bro. But I was like, hey, bro, bring that down. Now. Bring that down for me. I'm from Chicago. I don't understand all that. So, but I got to tap into the soul of the man, and JR, and Jeremy really is a good dude. And hell, even these days, I come to like JR. So, but I just want to give him some advice, and I saw that he just needed to be his true, authentic self, because your true self gonna come out in the wash or the rinse one way or another.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and nowadays we do a lot of these podcasts, man, and a lot of times men with multiple babies, mamas, and stuff like that, we get on them real bad. They get a bad rap or whatever. Do you think, knowing JR, the way you met him and know him, okay, do you think that these men sometimes get a bad rap?
Yeah, I think a lot of times they can get a bad rap because a lot of times we'll just hear, the number, or man, three kids by 4 different women, but at the same time, you don't know the particulars of the situation, the dynamic. You don't know why. And I think we pass judgment on men a little bit too premature. I mean, hell, he was making them babies with somebody. So yeah. So them women, they played a part in it as well. And so I don't think that has nothing to do with the quality of a man if you're taking care of your kids and being responsible. And he is. Yeah,
Mac, you said 3 kids by 4 different women. I'm trying to do that math. Can you do that math?
I just assumed. I really don't know how many kids that man got. I really wasn't paying.
Was it 4 or 5? I lost track. Was it 4 or 5, Alex? I see
It
what
was
you're trying
5. It was 5. It was 5.
Oh, you got
Okay,
5?
gotcha.
Yeah, it was 5. It was 5. But yeah. But okay. So yeah, it was 5.
He
I
was,
just
he
messing.
was he was trying to tease you because you said less children than you said mothers. That's all.
Right.
I said 4 mothers and 3 kids. My bad.
Little inside joke.
That's
Little
it.
inside
So
joke.
the
But
math ain't mathing, you know.
math ain't mathing. There you go.
Nah, hell no. Oh my God.
I got a question for you because I'm looking at, I said, wow, I looked at you now and I looked at you when they taped this Queen's Court. Can you tell us what made you decide to add on to your body art? I love it. I love it, by the way. I think it's very sexy. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I have to attribute that to my son. My son, he got a neck tattoo, right? And
now, wait, you gotta stop there. How old is your son so we know?
He's 22. He's young. He's 22.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 22. I mean, he grown. I couldn't.
Right, I was gonna say now, as long as he's 22 and not 12. Okay, yes. Okay,
no, all my kids are off my payroll. They done.
Ooh, all right.
So
did you hear that, Alex?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. So
yeah.
But he said, Dad, I got a neck tattoo. I said, yeah. So I'm thinking it's something like on the side, like I have my neck tattoos on the side.
Right.
I said, send me a picture. And he sent me a nice tattoo neck right there, picture of a tattoo on his neck. And he thought I was going to be mad about it. I said, man, who did that? And booked me an appointment so I could get me one.
Wow.
And I just love it. I won't button up a shirt no more. Everything you better be like this.
You Rico Suave now. You Rico Suave.
Everything is like this. I do everything like this. Everything. In the summertime, y'all ain't gonna be able to see me with no shirt on like this.
I hollered.
Oh, Lord.
Is the artist in Atlanta or where else would the artist be at?
It's in Atlanta. Yeah. Trapping Tattoos. Shout out to my brother Trapping Tattoos. Yes.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Promoting your brothers. We need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more question about the show. Then we're gonna get into your business endeavors. You made it all the way to the end. Yeah. Everybody wants to make it to the end.
Yeah.
And there you and your man Ty standing there with Nivea in the middle.
Yeah.
And she chooses nobody. So it's like, what were your feelings? Because toward the end, you started going a little bit harder at her toward the end, because you say, we getting toward the end, I'm going to go a little harder. But she eventually chose neither one. So what were your thoughts when she did that?
I was like, well, whenever this come out, I'm about to be a real popular man in these streets. That's why.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Because you now have no ties, right? I get you.
So
I get you.
This is Alex. This is the truth. I said, well, if she picked me, cool. We're gonna go date and see where this can go. I said, but Lord, if she don't, I'm gonna be the hottest bachelor in Atlanta. I said, oh God, this might be a blessing in disguise, Lord.
Oh Lord.
Hey, that's one way to look at it.
I was prepared for that. I was like, what's the worst gonna happen? I'm gonna have a bunch of beautiful women say, I would have picked you, boo.
What do you think? Because she said, I gotta choose myself. I'm not ready. You spent some time with her. So what is it about in her psyche where she finally figured out after all of this, she's not ready and she has to choose herself and leave two guys there who really wanted her? What was going on in her mind from your perspective?
Alex, I have no freaking idea. I mean, I thought you had two quality candidates, different but quality. I honestly don't know. I thought from what I was understanding that she was looking there and she was looking for some quality guys, and I thought that I know I'm damn sure good quality. I'm sure Tyrone feels the same. And for her not to pick anyone, I don't know what was going through the lady's mind.
Wow, yeah. Well, we know it's hard to figure out women, right, Aubrey?
Oh, hush.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before I give you a raspberry.
Hey, so Mac, one more question about the show.
Go ahead.
Holly Robinson Pete, you
Oh.
know, her husband, Rodney Pete, they was in charge of the show, putting it together. Did you ever have time with them to speak to them? And what were your thoughts about them?
Man, let me just say, Holly Robinson Pete, Rodney Pete are some of the most nicest, genuine, down to earth, sincere people you ever want to meet. As they appear genuine on TV, is how they are, you know, when the camera's not on. They were warm, even post the show. You know, we communicate. They still support me. You know, I have nothing but the utmost respect and veneration for the Pete's. Rodney is a super great guy. Holly, I mean, she's Hollywood royalty.
Yeah.
When you see a couple like that, a black couple, been married that long, almost 30 years, and under public scrutiny in the spotlight, and that's somebody you can learn something from. And my grandma always said, "Shut up and learn something when you can." So that was an opportunity to shut up and learn something and get that wisdom. Even though I wasn't able to apply it for that woman there, when I finally do settle down, I got some jewels and I have a template of what a healthy, successful, you know, flourishing relationship looks like. Really, amazing.
And my man Rodney Pete played close with my favorite of all time, Barry Sanders, for a long time. You know what I mean?
That's right. Detroit Lions. That's right.
Yep. Yeah. He played close to Barry. That was my dude right there. You know,
Barry all the time. Yeah. If it wasn't for Walter Payton, Barry would be my guy. But I gotta go with Walter Payton.
Another class act too. I met him before. Very class guy.
That's it. So now that you're off the show, Nivea chose nobody. But as you said, listen, I'm leaving the show, the hottest bachelor in Atlanta. So, what's been going on? Give us the dirt.
Well, I mean, the DMs is popping. I was like,
you would know all about that, wouldn't you, Alex? Them popping DMs, wouldn't you?
The DMs is good.
The DMs is good.
Yes.
How good are the DMs?
Let me tell you something, Aubrey. If I was handsome before TV, I'm gorgeous now, baby.
You're handsome and famous.
Yo, man, you can't beat that.
That's a combination right there. That's a winning combination.
Yo, Mac, they in your DMs trying to get the D. Is that what you saying?
Man, they're trying to get away all of it.
Alex!
Everything.
Oh boy. Well, you having
something else, man. Them women something else, man.
Yeah. I can dig it, bro. I can dig it. So, but yeah, that's interesting, man. That, you know, even though it's to us seen as a not success on the show, turned out to be, you know, quite successful, you know, after the show.
Very
you know,
successful.
Yeah. And you got a lot of stuff going on, Mac. So let us know about your book, man. You held it up once. What's your book about? Hold it up again.
Yeah, hold that up and let us see that.
Yeah.
Oh wow! And the title is, I can't see it from here.
Ghetto Diamond.
Ghetto Diamond. Yeah, right there. Okay, Ghetto Diamond. All right.
So it's my memoir, and it just kind of gives us full coming of age story of how I went again from the South Side of Chicago, kind of circumventing so many different things that travail you and trip you up, and just all the challenges that, you know, somebody coming from the inner city has to deal with. You know, it's about a guy with a dream. You know, for some reason, I just believe I could get to corporate America. Now, I don't know where in my mind I thought I could get to corporate America, because nobody in my neighborhood even knew where that was at. But They was like, well, how you gonna get there? I was like, I don't know, but y'all, I remember I told y'all. So anyway, I had a dream, and to be honest with you, growing up in my neighborhood, it was about, I was inspired by drug dealers because that's who I saw having money. But the best thing ever happened to me was, well, I don't want to say the best for me, a learning experience. I hate it happened for him, but one of the guys I looked up to went to jail. And that's when it hit me that, oh, I got to figure out a way I can get that lifestyle, but legit. And that started me to thinking big. And from that point forward, it took me on a journey. And so then I go to the south side of Chicago. I go to the military. I get out after 4 years, multiple businesses. I got in clothing business, fashion business, every business you can get in. And it's just a man who just won't quit. I end up becoming a single father. And I finally make it to corporate America. And I did that successfully for 8 years. And so, dreams do come true. And now I'm a TV personality and I'm talking about my story to y'all.
Right.
Absolutely.
Do you have a website for the book? How do people get the book?
Well, yeah, they get it on my website, ghettodiamond.com. www.ghettodiamond.com. Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, that's where you get the books at. That one and my poetry book is all there.
Yeah. Have you had a book signing or anything like that?
No, I haven't had a book signing. They were just doing pretty decent independently, but of course, since the blessing of the show, that became a force multiplier. So I was like, with that, I better give me a book signing. So I'm gonna do something in June when I get back from the DR.
Yeah. You do a lot of podcasting as well, like on Instagram and things like that. Yeah. I think people can find you by Mactastic. If they want to find you. Yeah. But your podcast with the cigars things, what is that called and what's that about basically?
It's called Cigar Chat with Mac. And how it started, let me give you the origin of that. So after the TV show, I never went on live before TV. I had never went on live before. I never had a reason to. But after the TV show, I was just curious. I was like, I'm getting all these DMs. Let me go on live and see if this really real, if the love is real. So I just popped in on live and boom, 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 and all these different women start popping up. Oh my God, I just loved you. You were so great. And I was like, okay. And they was like, you should go live more often. I was like, well, I will come back tomorrow.
Right.
So literally, I came back the next day, brought me a cigar. I just talked to these women. And it just kind of evolved. And then I realized there was so many women that had so much to share. And my platform allows women to have a free space, open space, safe space, judgment-free zone where they can talk to a man about anything and get a man's POV. But at the same time, if they're wrong, I'm of course correct them, but in a loving way. And then we play good music. We play poetry, some of my poetry. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah. Right.
Every Thursday.
Yeah. I'm a cigar guy. Me and my brother got a tradition. Whenever we get together, we smoke a good cigar together. It's a wonderful way to bond.
Yeah.
I found, I don't smoke on a regular basis, but a nice good cigar with a comrade is a wonderful way to bond, man. Have you found that by doing this?
Yeah, you know what it is. You can always have a great conversation, smoking a cigar. I don't know, it's something about it. Any race, color, or creed. I tell anybody, if you like cigars and you go anywhere in the world and you don't know nobody, go to a cigar bar. You're gonna meet you a buddy. Because it's just something about sitting down, smoking a cigar. It's relaxing, it's meditative, and it makes people open up. I don't know, it's magical. I don't know what it is.
Well,
do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite brand or a place where you go for your cigars, or a favorite brand that really mellows you out?
Yeah, good question, RB. I do. I like the Acid makes a good cigar. It's a Cuba. It's called Acid. Acid makes a good one. And then when I'm in my home in the DR, Dominican Republic, I smoke the homegrown, good, natural, homegrown Dominican cigars.
Okay.
And when are you going back home?
I plan to be home on the 26th of this month.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How long are you staying?
Probably about a month. So I'll probably come back late June, early July. But yeah, I'm behind about a month.
Okay, now you gonna have a good old time in a month. Are you still gonna be accessible, like through IG and all that stuff, or you shutting?
No, I'm gonna be accessible. Yeah, I'm gonna, just gonna ramp up the partying a little bit more, but I'm gonna still be accessible.
What's that like? I've not yet been to the DR. What's that like? What's life like over in the DR?
It's Aubrey, it's hard to explain because it's so relaxing. The culture, Latin people, period. We're very warm people. It's really comfortable. Food is amazing. If you like to eat like I like to eat, the food is good.
I love to eat.
Food is good. A very cost-effective place to live, and the weather, my Lord, you ain't gonna beat it. It's paradise. I call it paradise.
Wow.
Amazing.
How often do you get back? How do you get back during the course of a year, a couple of years? How do you get back to the DR?
I'm there. If I'm not working, if I'm not doing anything particular, I'll be there all year. Like normally, like last year, I was there every month. Like I got a place there, so I go there to relax, to unwind. When I was raising my sons, I didn't get a chance to do that because I was focused everything on them. But now it's all about me relaxing and meditating and just enjoying life.
Yeah. How long is that flight?
3.5 hours, baby. You're in paradise, baby. 3.5
You hear that, Aubrey?
I heard.
Wow. So Mac, let's tell people where to find you, man, so we can get that book promoted, so we can get more people on your cigar chats, all that. Give us all that stuff, man, so we can get people to come to you. Not that you having any problems because your DMs are flooded, but we want to get more people over there.
Hey, it's never enough DM love. It's two things: never enough money, never enough DM love.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's right.
So,
but yeah, you can find me at Mactastic. That's M.A.C.TASTIC. My books are at GhettoDiamond.com. Just how it's spelled, how it's pronounced. Ghetto Diamond, all one word.com. That's what my autobiography is. Again, the bestseller. It's in Spanish as well, of course. Ghetto Diamond.
Awesome. And you know what? I've been wondering. I don't know. I don't want to offend you or anything, but is there some Hispanic ancestry, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah, on my mother's side. Yeah, absolutely. On my mother's side, yeah, that's where the Cuban blood is at. But the Dominicans have adopted me, so I didn't.
You play along, huh?
Yeah.
It's all one love.
They say, "Hey, you one of us now." I say, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir."
Are you fluent in Spanish? Are you fluent?
Pretty fluent. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna get through a conversation and talk to the girls down there. I'm pretty good.
Wait a minute. Okay, we may have some Spanish speakers on now or on the replay. So say something nice to the ladies, the Spanish ladies.
Okay, tú eres hermosa.
I don't know what he said, but it sounds good. I think I want to drink.
What did you say, Matt?
I said you are beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
wow.
I'm blushing.
And Matt, I'm gonna tell you, you have an open invitation. I'm not sure if they're doing another season of Queen's Court or not.
They're doing a second season of that show, or what was
well, I see some new casting. I have seen them do some casting. They're starting to put it out. It was a success, so I'm sure they're gonna bring back some. They got to find 21 new guys and bring some new women back, and that's
what I was thinking. They will bring different celebrity women. Yeah, that's a whole plan. I like the show. I definitely like it.
Yeah, they got to find somebody to replace the satin teddy bear. Good luck with that, though. They're gonna have
no one can replace satin teddy bear. No one at all.
Thank you.
Yes. So that's what I was saying. You got to open invitation. So when the show come back, maybe you could be here as we cover it to give some insight because you're an insider. What the guys are going through, things like that.
Oh man, I'll be here with you guys. Y'all are good company, man. I enjoyed y'all. I really have.
Yeah,
We
likewise.
definitely enjoyed you. We definitely enjoyed you tonight. Absolutely.
Likewise. And
So
make sure Aubrey has your information because she's gonna put it in the description so everybody can contact you, buy your book, and be in your cigar chat just to reach out to you, say hello, all that kind of stuff. So make sure Aubrey has that.
And don't forget to tell the women to get the my erotic poetry book. I don't know, Aubrey, can I? I'm not gonna get into detail, but I do like to plug the Purple Panties collection. If that's okay, Aubrey.
you can plug it as long as it's we don't go into depth here, but if you can do a nice plug, a PG-13 plug, that would be wonderful.
Yes, the Purple Panties collection per Aubrey. This is a very clean version of my audio book. And what it does is it's really a woman's paradise. It gives you a total kind of a synopsis, a real big composition of everything the woman needs, mentally, emotionally. And yes, there are some, some explicit content, but it's probably all explicit. There's a lot of emotional things. And there's a poem in there called My Love for Black Women. There's a poem called Can I Give You a Hug? So there's a great diversity in there. So the women have been going crazy over the audiobook, Aubrey. They really have.
Well, and with Mother's Day right around the corner, I'm sure you'll be selling those like hotcakes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Right. Wow. Right. Well, thank you, Mac, brother. I appreciate you. I'll certainly be in touch because I follow you now on Instagram. Aubrey does. So you family now.
Hey, come to the cigar chat, man. I know Aubrey. I think she popped in there. Then when it got a little wild.
Well, yeah, I had to kind of excuse myself, but no, I did. I came in and I enjoyed myself. It's a very nice, mellow vibe. Very nice.
Yes. So thank you, brother. Aubrey going to drop you down. We'll see you soon. Be safe in the DR. Have some fun. And stay in touch, brother.
All right, man. God bless both of y'all.
All right, same to you now.
Likewise. Thank you so much for being here. We enjoyed you.
All right, Mac.
Wow, that was an excellent interview. Mac is really a Renaissance man. He is truly a Renaissance man that is just like hitting on all cylinders. He's got the poetry. He's a writer. He's sensual. I mean, what more can you ask? I mean, like she did him a favor, like letting his DMs go crazy like that. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's not Mac-tastic for nothing. You know what I mean? Listen. Mac is short for Mackin, just like I told him. So with the DMs blowing up and everything, Anivia indeed did him a favor. That TV exposure did him a favor. And it's good for business, Aubrey. Let's be honest about that. When people go on these shows and they have product afterwards and they have that exposure of TV, it changes your life. It really does.
Yeah, it really does. I've enjoyed him. Tell them about what we got going on for tomorrow, because we had day one of Mark Anthony. And then tomorrow we will have what?
Day 2 of Mark Anthony from Ready to Love Miami.
Oh, that's right. We'll be doing Ready to Love tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Same time tomorrow night as tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That makes it 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, right? And I think that makes it about 2 o'clock for our UK fans, right?
Right.
2 a.m. Right. So we're gonna go ahead and shimmy and shake on out of here. Mac, if you're back there still, we're gonna talk to you after we drop off the show. Okay, it's something I want to talk to you about. But guys, we want to thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We especially appreciate, as always, our A-team members, Ro for real, and we appreciate our moderators. That's Ellen V and Monique King. Thank you guys for being here. You have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the next video.
Love you guys too.
He's just saying that. Don't believe him.